And we roll in. Hello everyone, I'm your host, the Tater, and this is Talking Shit. So let's get into it. I want to talk about the concept of sentiment analysis and how it figures into the algorithm. So the algorithm, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is basically if you're using social media, there's going to be a formula, an algorithm, a piece of software that determines the feed that you're going to get, the things that you're going to see, what's going to be displayed. And once upon a time, it used to be just everything that you subscribed to, you would get everything that they said, and then they started mixing in ads, and then they started trying to change it up so as to change the general tone of it, so they want to make it more positive, and all that kind of thing. So the notion of how that works is slightly misunderstood. Now, a lot of people think it's just keywords, and while it is mostly just keywords, there is a little bit of algorithmic stuff that goes on top of it. So there's the concept of sentiment analysis and the way that works. So let's talk about that. So I'm going to fire up Node-RED, which is basically just a little piece of software you can use to wire together simple pieces of logic. It's used for Raspberry Pis and that kind of stuff, so it's really easy. You can download it in Node-RED. I'll put the link in the description. So let's have a look at how this works. Let's go to... So bring up Node-RED, and this is something I had started just noodling around with, right? So the idea is that we're going to have three pieces here, something that's just going to generate a string, and this is a string that I have in here. It's going to send this string over to the sentiment analysis node, and that's going to kick out some information about it into the debug feed. All right, so what I've got here, I should start with a simpler example. So let's say that we'll use the economy just for the sake of something that someone would tweet about. And incidentally, they can just as easily feed anything from CNN's news feed and RSS feed into Node-RED. It's a very easy thing to do. So let's see. Is awesome. Okay. Positive sentiment, right? That's what we're going for. Play this and inject that. Right, so what do we get? We get back a score of 4 and a comparative of 1. Right, so what does that mean? It's 4 is a positive number, and comparative is the idea of how declarative that statement is. How sure are we that, or how ambiguous is that statement? So let's change it to something more negative. And we can see now the sentiment comes down. It's a -3, and comparative is 0 or 1.5. So again, because we're using maybe some slightly colloquial language, so maybe something more straightforward. We'll have a different weight. Fire that off. Okay, same sort of thing. All right, so this is the negative. Maybe the negative. Again, I didn't write this code, so I don't really understand 100% on how to work out this objective. But the example that I was going with is a example of something that George W. Bush said. Economy shows the greatest possible potential for improvement. I thought this was a masterful piece of language because it's such a negative thing to say. Said so nicely. And then we fire this off. What do we get? Okay, so we get back. Now, there's a way of comparison. Let's look at these two things. So let's say, originally this was the one where we had, it was, the economy is awesome. And so there's a lot of positive words. It's just awesome. Okay, all right, nothing negative. It's not terribly subjective, so comparatively more than score 4. Now compare this to the score we have here for that very sarcastic sort of coded language where we're basically saying the economy is terrible, but we're talking about it in terms in positive words, greatest possible potential. Right, so we look at the positive words that are there. Improvements, greatest. Right. There's a lot of different words there, etc. Right, so it shows some ambiguity. Now, if we just do some simple math with these and we compare them in terms of, okay, which is a more positive thing, we can say that this is a more positive thing than this. Well, how do we get there when this 4 here is higher? It's a more positive value because I'm multiplying them together. Right, if we take 4 and we compare, 4 times 1 is 4, but 5 divided by half is more than 2.5, let's say less than 3. so this is a higher value, ultimately. And when you get into the way that, quote-unquote, the algorithm works, they're going to have X number of slots that are available to show information of the posts that your friends and family make. Maybe they've got, X number of posts, and let's say there's 10 slots available, and they're going to sort them by how positive they are to present a positive sentiment. And so, if they never say anything nice, well, then the nicest thing they've ever said is the thing that will most likely be shown. Anyway, it's not just the words. There's more to it because you have this comparative, this ambiguity quotient that goes into it, and that's where the fuzzy logic answers at. I just wanted to display that because I think a lot of people think it's just straightforward keywords, and it's not just that. There's a little bit more to it for sentiment analysis. So, just wanted to get that out there. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.